coming into this is going to be a bit of a more intense matchup for the Zerg player. Hatsu does have some cheeky builds, and we have seen Hatsu punch up before, but it is going to be a mountain to climb, and best of luck. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Green Protoss player, we have the Pink Protoss representing among us the two people. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the purple Zerg player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Hatsu. Here we go. We're getting into our PvZ, and again, Hatsu has been very active. Is more of an amateur player, I will say that, is more of an amateur player, but despite being more of an amateur player, despite being up against these big GMs, pros, and semi-pros, Hatsu is still very active when it comes to the online tournament scene, competes in almost everything, doesn't stop Hatsu, and likewise has some cheeky builds, some very cheeky builds, some very cheeky all-ins. We'll see if we go for any kind of earlier gas or pool timing. For now, hatch first. Hatch first out of Hatsu. Meanwhile, ReBellioN likewise going for his own gate expand. ReBellioN can also be very unorthodox. ReBellioN, he often does have some quirky builds, going for Twilight Council openers, Stargate into Tempest, or double Stargate into Massive Void Ray, going into Mothership rushes. Like, ReBellioN can be very quirky in his own play. And can be a very tricky player to play against. Also, before I forget, predictions. Get your Gamba going. It's Gamba time in the chat. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our fourth best of 3. Bearing in mind we have one more best of 3 after this. Uno más, papi, uno más. So we have 5 in total. And again, some of these series have been a little bit shorter. Some of the games have been very short, to be fair. Like the one we just had. The Hatsu does move out. So let's check the natural. And we're still waiting for our first tech of choice. But now we're just droning, saturating, okay, taking our third base. Hatsu going for the linear third. And we do have our tech. It's going to be a Stargate. So Stargate opener out of ReBellioN. Does open Stargate. Got 96 grade. I forgot. We've had some people in the chat that have been very unfortunate when it comes to their predictions as of late. Aye. F's in the chat for the grapes. Let's get the first Oracle on the way. Times it doesn't commit. And again, I'm still curious to see if ReBellioN does go for anything before his third base. Meanwhile, welcome to ley lines, as we do have a very early Baneless. I got scattered, no! ReBellioN commits to the shade, scouts a Baneless. Again, a Baneless is early on is very unorthodox, and we might just go for a Ling Bane all in. We'll keep an eye on the production tab. I mean, Hatsu may not commit now just because Hatsu got scouted. Baneless has been seen, and more gas is on the way. That's a lot of gas, Jesus, that's a lot of gas, and still no lair. Curious. Oracle gets into the natural, gets 3 more drone kills, confirms that gases are being taken. You do not need this much gas for just Banelings. So the plan here must be something different. Lair is on the way with 4 gases. This might just be Lingbane Muta. Well, we might be going towards Muta play instead. But the lair is a little bit late though. Roaches. But this is a very messy follow-up here from Hatsu, but a part of that might just be because of the scouts. I do think that the plan initially was to go for a Bane all-in, but again, we'll see what's scouted. High chance for ReBellioN to be ready for it. You can see here shield batteries are on the way, so he's getting ready just in case. And ReBellioN goes in for the scouts, confirms the lair. Ooh, going for the stasis. The reaction! Stasis goes off. Adepts into the natural. Drones are going down. Getting 2, getting 3, up to 4 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. We're gonna get more than that. Cancel the shade. 6 drones. And here comes a follow-up. I will say delayed follow-up here by ReBellioN. You can see ReBellioN banking up a lot of resources. So late Twilight Council, late Forge, a messy follow-up here from ReBellioN. Hatsu goes for a massive counterattack, but there are plenty of oracles to deal with this. 3 oracles race back home. Oh, with the early Zello Warp pins, this might not be Blink, this might be Charge. Okay. Interesting. Yep, more Zealots are warping in. You would never warp in Zealots unless you plan on going into Charge. And we're getting a 4th Oracle. Oh, God. So ReBellion's having fun. Another Oracle. There we go. Charge is on the way. And this should be a very strong +1 charge timing. Spore isn't done. The Queen gets focused down. It's getting out of hand. Spore. Ooh, doesn't get the Oracle. And everything's falling apart here. Everything's falling apart. 8 drones, Queen and the Spore. I was curious what all the gas is going to be spent on. It's going to be Roach Hydra, which isn't a bad composition. It's just the economy is lacking. Economy is lacking here. And this timing for ReBellioN is going to hit like a truck. It's going to hit hard. Timing on the roaches. Hydras get spotted. Oh. Spots the Hydras, gets the hell out of there. Pulls away. And we're still waiting for the upgrades. Again, these upgrades are hitting late just because ReBellion's build was very messy. Yeah, just all the tech was delayed. As ReBellioN was hyper-fixating on the adept control. So this is giving Hatsu time to recover. Hatsu is redroning. But I'll be honest, without Banelings and without a high Roach count, these elves will just overwhelm. They'll just walk over. What's the army? 1 Roach, 1 Ravager, 5 high. There's no army. there is no army here. The Zealots, they do spend their charge on the hatchery. I will say that. That actually will help Hatsu. I mean, the hatchery is still going to go down. Oh god, no! Hydras, they commit in. Hydras will go down. And these Zealots overwhelm. They kill the Lings, they kill the Hydras. The Zealots, they kill everything. The army, the base. GG gets called, and ReBellioN will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, just a very messy early game here, but I do believe a lot of it came down to the early scouts. Remember, Hatsu got a very early Baneling nest and never made any Banelings. Why? Got scouted, right? Got scouted. I'm pretty sure the plan was to go for a Bane bust, was to go for a Bane all-in, but it got scouted by the Adepts, it got scouted by ReBellioN, and as a result, we tried to pivot away from the Banelings into Roaches, into Gases, but again, it was a really messy follow-up there. The transition wasn't clean, and with that, did all fall apart. GG. GG, well played. With that, ReBellioN does take the first game, does take a lead, and now we're jumping to game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden... Jeez, this is a map. Golden Aura, it's been a while, Bab. It's been over a year? 2 years? Maybe a year and a half. It's been a while. It's been a while here, but spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing among us the 2 people, leading the series 1-0. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the purple Zerg player. The purple Zerg player for the Platinum Heroes, it is Hatsu. Let's go. Let us go. But again, Golden Aura, it's been quite some time here. Golden Aura, since it's been in the map pool, was around for a long time as well. One of the larger maps in the map pool has a bit of a more exposed low ground setup here. So an exposed low ground fourth base. Likewise, the triangular third here is a little bit more spread out as well. But for the most part, we would often see a lot of late game. We often see a lot of late game here on Golden Aura. You get up on 4 or 5 bases, you turtle up back at home and get into Sky Toss. That was the go-to, but as you just mentioned, ReBellioN, he's not the most standard of players. ReBellioN likes to be aggressive, likes to be active. We even saw it last game. It was a little bit messy. Oh no, the spawning pool! Delayed spawning pool here for Hatsu. Ay. Throwing down the pool here on the top side, but cheeky moves out of ReBellioN, body blocking the pool. Again, just being as annoying as possible. ReBellioN. But last game we saw the early charge timing. Again, it was a little bit messy when it came to the execution, but still like an aggressive build. And that's kind of what we're expecting here. Whether it's charge, whether it's glaze, whether it's a rush into a second Stargate. We're expecting shenanigans. And likewise, I expect shenanigans out of Hatsu as well. Again, I do believe that the intention of game 1 was to go for a Bane bust, but was forced out of it. This time, can we successfully hide the tech? Can we hide the build? That was a move. Love it. The amount of frustrations to be had if you get blocked at your spawning pool, like, that is so annoying. That throws off your entire build, to be honest. And Hatsu's rushing into a very fast third. Jesus. Very fast third base for a ZVP, I should add. You often do get it this early, like, against a Terran opponents for sure. Against Protoss, we're going to have a lot of larva early on. A lot of larva. Hatsu doesn't pull out of gas. At this stage, we should be pulling out. So if we're getting a fast third expansion, if we're staying in gas, are we going for a Bane bust this time? Are we going to commit this time? I'm leaning towards yes. Show us the Bailey Nest. Or show us the lair. Like, again, otherwise there's no point in this gas. As here we go, here comes a Link Flood. We have a mass amount of Links on the way. Hatsu's trying to hide some of those Links as well. Again, the gas is throwing me off. We can afford a Bane Nest if that was the plan. As this could otherwise just be more minerals than it could be more Links as a result. So excess gas. But here comes the Flood, here comes the all-in. At least the fast third base makes sense, just for larva. So far the wall of solid shield batteries on the way. We'll see if ReBellioN can buy some time. Link speed is done. We're flooding in. We're going for the Cyber Core. But now we have backup shield battery. The first shield battery does complete. We have the NG overcharge as well. And ReBellion's buying a lot of time. Buying a lot of time here. And we have a secondary wall, a third shield battery. Warp Gate complete. Warp Gate is done. Stalkers, they pull away. Cyber Core gets sniped. There's the NG overcharge. And the Lings, they cannot break through. They just cannot break through here. It's not happening. The second shield battery will finish up in time. Will barely not save the Stalker, but saves the other. And we're running out of steam. Hatsu's running out of steam. Still completely all in. Still zero joining back at home. Going for the gateway. But once again, we have another re-wall. We have a sentry, force fields. ReBellioN does have a very low gateway count, true, so is backing up a lot of resources, needs extra gateways. That is hurting ReBellioN. Speaking of, that's a kill, not a cancel. Hatsu kills the gates, cancels another, but still cannot break the natural. There we go. Finally some gateways. ReBellioN banking almost 1,000 minerals. We need the gateways. Zella got surrounded, wasting some of the energy in the shield batteries, but overall ReBellioN is still holding. ReBellioN is still holding fine. Defense on 2 bases, and there is no follow-up here. Like, you cannot start droning suddenly. It's too late for that. There's a reason why it's just called an all-in. We gotta commit. As Link say, oh, they don't quite make it in. They don't slip past. Nice force fields at a ReBellioN. One Stalker gets surrounded. Jesus, 1,000 minerals. Again, like, there were no backup gateways. No backup gateways, no backup production, so the macro has not been ideal, but regardless, GG gets called. The all-in has failed, and ReBellioN will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here to ReBellioN as it does claim the series 2-0 here. Again, Hatsu did come in with some very aggressive builds. Game 1 was denied the aggression just because of the early scout, so it led into a really wonky mid-game. Here in game number 2, we saw the all-in, the Link Flood. Unfortunately, Link Floods are very difficult to make work in ZVP just because of the shield battery, just because of the surface area, just because of how tanky the Stalker is as well. It is not easy to pull this off, and in the end, ReBellioN was able to wall up in time. Did have some inefficiencies when it came to the response, when it came to the production, but overall was able to defend in time, was able to get the shield batteries up, get the sentry out, get the force fields going. GG. GG, well played. The defense was solid enough. And with that, we have one series left. Una más, papi, una más. One series remaining here. It is going to be a best of 3 between Terran and Protoss this time. We're done with the PvZs. We've had 3 PvZs back to back to back. Now it's time for a TVP. It's going to be Moja versus Art.